I was born in Marshalltown, Iowa, and raised in Spencer, and I really am proud to be an Iowan. And what I really miss most about not living here in Iowa is the people. It's just whenever you come back here, the people are so warm and friendly, and I just want to thank you for opening up your hearts to Joni and I this weekend. It's great to be here. Today, I happen to live in Arizona. And Arizona is where our founder, Melvin Jones, was born. And one of my favorite Melvin Jones quotes was, "I hope that there will always be a land beyond for Lions Clubs International, a goal that will keep growing larger and challenging us to run faster, work harder, think bigger, and to give more." See, Melvin Jones had a dream, and so do I. My dream is to strengthen the pride, to do everything within my ability to strengthen the inner core of our association. And when I talk about pride, I'm not talking about the pride of being boastful. I'm talking about the pride of our history, the pride of our traditions, and the pride of our accomplishments, mainly our service accomplishments that we do day in and day out around communities around the world. And when you think about it, a family of lions is known as a pride, and each lion plays a very important role in the success of our association locally and globally. That same is true for each club around the world because we all need to work together for the success of our clubs and the success of our association. And so I want to do all I can to make our association stronger, strengthen Lions Clubs International. But I know that I can't do it alone, but I know that when we work together, we can. And the best way to do this is by staying focused on service. You know, only Lions could take on something as big as our Centennial Service Challenge. 100 million acts of service between last summer and 2017. 25 million young people will be engaged in literacy and education programs. 25 million people relieved of hunger. 25 million people given vision care service. And 25 million environmental projects. That's a lot to get done, and I know some people say, how are we ever going to do it? Well, I don't know. When you give something to a lion, we just seem to step up and get it done. A total of 100 million acts of service. We truly are the global leader in providing humanitarian service, but we can only say that when each day we go out and we continue to provide service to those people in need. Now, I don't know if you remember when you became a lion, and I'm not necessarily talking about the day that they swore you in, but maybe the day that you really knew in your heart what it was to be a lion. Maybe it's when you went out and helped somebody or put a smile on a young child's face, or you went out and did a special project, something that happened that moved you and touched you. And it's those moments that can truly make you lions for life. It confirms and it validates that you truly are part of something special, and it makes you proud to be a lion. I believe that service is what's held together our association since we were first started back in 1917. And if we stay focused on service, it'll carry us well into the future. So I want to thank you for all that you're doing. I heard the reports today. Your Iowa Lions Foundation, what a great entity, all the wonderful things it's doing. Your Iowa Kids Site program, your tremendous support of LCIF. You're one of, I think, the top 6 or 7 multiple districts here in the United States that support LCIF. You're doing so many wonderful things. So on behalf of Lions Clubs International, I would like to thank you. A few years ago, International President Tam, who came from Hong Kong, China, had a dream to plant 1 million trees. And we didn't meet that very well because we ended up planting over 14 million trees. A couple years ago, International President Wayne Madden had a dream of introducing illiteracy programs to Lions Clubs International. And during his year alone, we did over 40,000 reading action programs and formed very many partnerships, and many of those are continuing on today. International President Barry Palmer last year had a dream of growing our membership and increasing the number of our women lions, and he did both. We really can accomplish anything when we put our minds together and work together in a spirit of love and cooperation. We're making dreams come true, one act of kindness at a time, one act of service. And really the easiest way to do this, increase our service impact, is by inviting more people to become part of our association. Because when you think about it, more members gives us the opportunity to touch even more people and help people around the world. And as a district, we're doing a better job of locating and chartering new clubs. In clubs, we need to do a better job of targeting and inviting new members. And that's why I came out with the Ask One program, and I thank you for whoever put all these favors out here. First of all, who did these party favors for today? Do you see the table decorations? Kathy, Lyon, Kathy, that deserves a round of applause. They are so cute. But a lot of them have the Ask One logo on there. And it's really a simple concept. If every Lion in our association, the 1.38 million Lions members that we had around the world, would ask and bring in one new member this year, just think of the impact it would have. And globally, it's working. Our recruiting numbers are up. We have the highest recruiting numbers in 20 years, but that's only a start. We need to make sure we put those Lions to work. And I think our challenge is always to be looking for new places to charter clubs, finding communities that aren't being served and taking our association to those areas. But we talk about increasing our recruiting and increasing the number of new members, and both are key factors in growing Lions. But when you think about it, it is just as important that we spend the time to make sure that we keep our Lions active and involved. And when you think about it, we bring people into our organization, and we have to make sure that we get them connected with the activities, the service projects that you're doing, make sure they have proper inductions and orientations, and they get involved in community service, get actively assigned to committees. Those are the things we need to do if we want to really keep our members engaged. Our number of drops has risen, and so that's the reason I came up with a program called Keep One. Each and every Lion that's here today can do something positive to keep a member in your club engaged. You know, maybe it's as simple as sitting next to somebody at a meeting and talking to them and getting to know them. Or maybe you take a new member and you stop by and you pick them up on the way to your next club meeting. Everyone can do something to help build our association and make our members feel welcome. And so that's our challenge, is to reach out and not only to bring in new members, to make sure we keep them as active Lions. And we can do this if we work together as a team and really take that extra time to make sure we're putting the smiles on the faces of our members and keeping them actively involved. And if we're going to grow as an organization, it's always important that we be looking for rising stars, people that show a propensity for leadership, and encourage them and give them opportunities to lead within our club, where they'll have that training and make sure they come to meetings like that, where they learn that there's more than just goes on within the boundaries of your hometowns. If we can do that, we can build the leadership of our organization. We'll have better zone chairs, better district governors, and on up. So it's very important that we can spend the time to really invest in building our future leaders. I'd like to tell you the story about a young man that grew up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And that's not very far from where past International President Wayne Madden lives. And this young man's name is Austin Hatch. And as a boy, Austin loved sports, and he especially loved basketball. You know, he had skills that had basketball coaches from around the nation taking notice, and hoping someday that he would come play on their team. And when he was 8 years of age, he and his father, mother, and sister went on a vacation, and his father was the pilot. And the plane they took off in for their vacation was a charter plane that the father had chartered. And not long into the flight, there's a problem, and the engine failed, and the plane crashed to the earth. And all of Austin's family members, except for his father and he, were killed in the crash. And in that moment, his life really changed forever, but not his dream of playing basketball. Because when he became a teenager, it was clear that he was going to be a star basketball player. He was maybe the best player on his high school team and arguably the best player in the state of Indiana. And coaches from universities across the USA showed interest, but there was just one team that Austin wanted to play for. That happened to be the University of Michigan. And at just 16 years of age, he received a scholarship offer to play basketball for Michigan. And life was good again. His dream was about to be fulfilled, and then tragedy struck again. Unbelievably and ironically, in 2011, Austin and his father were flying to northern Michigan for a summer vacation, and again his father was piloting their small plane. And on the approach to a small airport, the plane crashed, and his father was killed instantly. And Austin survived, but he had severe injuries, and especially head injuries. In fact, he laid in a coma for many weeks. And doctors feared that if Austin were to live, that he would lose control of his motor skills, his ability to walk, to think, and to talk, and most certainly his ability to play basketball. When he came out of the coma, the coach at the University of Michigan, John Beilein, visited the hospital. And Coach Beilein promised to Austin that day that even if he could never dribble a basketball again, he would still have his scholarship to the University of Michigan. And Austin wanted to soar with excitement, but he couldn't. He couldn't put two words together at the time to express his joy, but a light inside him went on. And soon, day after day, week by week, that flame grew stronger, and so did Austin. Alone now with no family members to support, he continued to work, and he learned to talk, and he learned to walk, and he learned to feed himself. And within months, he was showing tremendous signs of improvement. Was it possible that he's going to be able to play basketball again? Well, fast forward to this last fall. The University of Michigan played its first basketball game. And with just over a minute left in the game, and Michigan leading by 40 points, Coach Beilein put Austin in the game. Now understand, this is not the same Austin that everybody was raving about. He still has many of those physical challenges, and his brain is still not functioning at 100%. But with just 12 seconds left in the game, Austin scored a basket. So why am I telling you this incredible story? Austin has convictions. In spite of his many setbacks and his incredible loss that he's suffered, Austin knows that he wants to succeed. He wants to soar, and if he's going to soar, that he needs to roar. And he can't just roar, he needs to roar with conviction. And that's what we need to do as Lions. We need to roar with conviction. We need to roar with intensity and let the world know who we are, what we do, why they should support us, and why they should join us. There's part of my song that goes like this. Dig down deep, let it go, and roar like a lion. Tell the whole world we'll never stop trying. We are the Lions Club, we can't be denied. No, no, no. So dig down deep and strengthen the pride. Lions, Leos, guess, that's our challenge. To dig down deep and to give our all, to really reach within ourselves to further the service impact, to develop better leaders to take us forward, to grow our membership, and to roar with conviction. And if we do this, we will strengthen the pride.